We all know someone who's been sucked dry by a vampire or ripped limb from limb by a werewolf. It's a sad truth that almost every family has to bear. But what about, now hear me out, what about the nice monsters, Is it fair that we lump every hideous beast in with every other supernatural monstrosity? I say no. Tonight on Deep Fat Fried, we take a look at 3 uniquely American monsters that aren't looking for carnage, but just want to chill.
Deep Fat Fried!
I'm proud to be part of this podcast. I'm proud to be part of this show, whatever we're calling it. I'm proud of it because we stand up for progressive values here on this show. And,
That's true.
monsters have gotten a fucking bum rap for too damn long in this country. And I understand why. It's like you said, I have lost several people.
I've lost family
in my life.
I've lost family to vampires. Right? I've lost,
I gotta be honest. I know this is strange and statistically unlikely, but I have never known a single person that was killed by a vampire.
That's crazy. That is actually
I know,
crazy.
right?
Most
that
people know 2 or 3.
I've known a shit ton of people have been eaten by werewolves. Like, it's crazy how many people I know have been eaten by werewolves.
I hate to be the actually guy. I hate to be the actually guy.
I knew.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just want to tell this brief little story real quick.
I
was it's crazy. I was walking with a friend of mine a few years back, and I looked up. I saw there was a full moon. I'm not really sure what happened after that. I blacked out for a second or whatever. And then, the next day I woke up in this alleyway, across town. And they told me, my friend had died the night before. He'd been ripped apart by a fucking werewolf. And
fucking
I was like,
Rougarou.
I blacked out before I could even see it happen. And I wish I could have.
You must have been so frightened that you just...
I'm assuming what happened is I saw the werewolf and I just passed right out. And my mind's blocked it out. That must be.
I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with just the different geographies that we were raised in. A lot of vampires out in California, as you know.
Right. We got a lot of these Lougaroos here in the swamp.
Got a lot of Rougarou down there. So
swamp werewolves. Swamp werewolves are nasty little fuckers, too. They're not like the fucking, You see these werewolves in movies, it's all glamorous and stuff.
Well, those are the clean city werewolves.
Yeah, the Lougaroos, they're nasty. They're all fucking covered in like mud and dirt, and they're all
weird. I learned, by the way, that Lougarou and Rougarou are both that you can call it whatever. I thought it was one or the other, but apparently it's called a Rougarou down there and a Lougarou.
Yeah. When I was growing up, my mom told me about it, but she called it the loop guru. She pronounced the P.
The loop.
So then I went and fucking said that to someone. They went, stupid. It's like, I was taught wrong. It's not my fault.
Well, I gotta say this though, Paul. I mean, not to shit on your episode, far from it. Is if it's like a monster, is it kind of supposed to be terrifying? Can you really be a monster if you're nice? I don't know. It just doesn't seem like
it's pretty terrifying. Let's jump in.
All right, we'll see.
Let's talk about Huggin' Molly.
What's wrong with the hug?
Generations
she's nice.
Of Abbaville children have listened wide-eyed to their parents tell the story of Huggin' Molly. They've hurried home on nights lit only by the moon's glow, certain they saw something in the shadows, and afraid of who might be around the corner. It might be Huggin' Molly. There are 2 versions. I'm going to give you a hug. There are 2 versions of who Huggin' Molly was supposed to be. And actually, there are way more than that. It kind of it was hard to pin down her origins, but one thing is known for sure. She's a giant woman. She's about 7 feet tall and as big around as a bale of cotton. So already you're starting to see she's a little bit terrifying, maybe. You know what I mean?
Well, she wants to give you a hug.
That's true.
Well, if you said like she was going to rip my guts out, of course, then I'd be like, but it's like, let me give you a hug.
I mean, if you see Jason Voorhees coming at you, do you really care that he's like coming to give you a big old sloppy hug?
If that's all I know he was going to do, I mean, I might be a little afraid, but it's like Jason's just going to give me a hug.
Well, some say her ghost still walks the streets of Abbaville late into the night, sweeping her black skirt as she goes. And if she happens upon you, she chases you down, gives you a big hug, and screams bloody murder in your ear before letting you go.
Well,
that
the
sounds
scream sounds
yeah.
pretty annoying, but the hug is the hug doesn't sound too bad.
It sounds terrifying.
She doesn't
giant
fucking
woman comes out of the darkness, chases
Yeah.
you, grabs you against your will, and envelops you in a huge, tight hug, and then screeches in your ear before letting you go.
I mean, everything about that sounded pretty arousing up until the scream. You know, you got some big Amazon bitch come out of the shadows, fucking giant titties bobbling. I mean, like, I don't see too many women taller than me, so them titties be in my face and shit.
She runs to you. She just latches on. She
gonna hug. I'm gonna be right titty level because I'm 6'6". I mean, I'm gonna be right on the level in them titties. I'm gonna fucking motorboat that shit. So I'll use the titties to muffle my ears so she can't even scream in them. Boom. Problem solved. Problem solved, Paul.
Wow. Well, I don't think you would have the balls to walk the streets of Abbeville.
It looks like a scary place. It really does.
At night alone.
This looks like the kind of town I'd be more scared to walk during the day.
Yeah. I mean, it probably, it's in Georgia, so.
Yeah, you know, like people like,
what's them weirdos doing?
What's them weird beards doing around
Well, we remember our last small town experience in Alabama, and it wasn't that great.
This is Alabama, actually, not Georgia.
Oh, it's Alabama? Okay, then we know
Abbeville,
exactly what it would be
Alabama.
like.
Rainbow, Alabama.
What you doing, Alabama? You best get out here.
So here's some eyewitness testimony. Jimmy Rain, he's an Abbeville native and lifelong resident, grew up hearing the legend of Huggin' Molly, and for him and his friends, she was as real as the trees that rustled in the wind at night.
Her outfit is badass. And look, she does have big titties too.
She'd be like, ah!
There are some big sweater kittens under there.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think me and Huggin' Molly might fucking get along. I'm just saying.
He says anyone who grew up in Abbeville grew up knowing the legend of Huggin' Molly. If your mother or dad didn't want you to be out after dark, they'd tell you Huggin' Molly would get you, and you believed it too. So one night, Jimmy and his good friend Tommy Murphy heard the story from Tommy's dad. He told him he knew Huggin' Molly was real because she had sprung from the shadows and hugged him one night. They were convinced it had to be true.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, you know, when your parent tells you some sort of cautionary tale that also happens to support some arbitrary rule they've made for you, you know that's like the most legit thing.
I mean, come home at some point is not necessarily what I would call an arbitrary rule for a child, but I guess, you know.
I mean, like, at a certain point it is.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, if you're like but you're not telling the Huggin' Molly thing to a 19-year-old, you know what I mean?
Look, son, you better, Huggin' Molly might get you.
I don't know. Okay, so whatever, we can get rid of the arbitrary word, but like, yeah, this is like obviously aligns with parent. Like, if you don't eat your vegetables, the broccoli gremlin will come and shove broccoli down your throat all night. If you don't eat those 3 pieces of broccoli right now, you're gonna have to eat 100 pieces when the broccoli gremlin comes.
You know what? Because irrational shit gets in the heart of children. Like, that's just something like if you're told like Huggin' Molly gonna get you.
Thankfully, once people become adults, they can no longer be manipulated by irrational, far-fetched lies.
That's one thing. You know, we dodged a bullet in this country with that. Once you become an adult,
wait a minute. The skepticism kicks in, and you're just like,
critical thinking, irrational thought just rule this land. So,
so to this day, hearts beat faster when there's a nice big full moon in Abbeville and people are out on the streets. I'm just saying, man, they know that Huggin' Molly might be out there at any moment, but ultimately, Huggin' Molly's not looking to kill or hurt anybody.
no.
You okay there,
TJ's
TJ?
dying.
TJ's,
TJ, you okay?
He took a single hit of weed and now he's got like
smoking
fucking
TJ. Sorry,
emphysema over there. No, but you know,
tobacco.
Huggin' Molly might be out there. There's actually an account from Mac Gregory. He was born in 1901, who at the time of his encounter was a teenager. And after work one day, he realized someone was following him in the dark. When he turned to see who it was, he could barely make out a tall, black-robed figure in the darkness. As he sped up to outpace the figure increased its speed to match him. This continued until he could see his home. He then sprinted up the steps, opened the door, went inside, slammed the door. To this day, if you walk around Abbeville and you talk to people that have lived there their whole lives, most people have a story about this happening to them.
Hugging Molly. Oh, let me tell you, boy. She's one of them Futanaris. She got a big old dick. She rammed it down my throat.
No old fuck knows what a fuda is, dude.
Oh, I love the Fudas, Paul. I'm the old Fuda-loving fool what lives in the hills. Give me some girl dick and give it to me now, damn it.
What the? Sorry.
Man,
that's some old 49er.
You would probably be reduced to tears if Huggin' Molly came after you, TJ.
I mean, yeah, when I gag on that big dick.
Well, I mean, after that too.
These things. Yeah,
So,
yeah, I know these.
We've talked about these before. I think TJ covered it in a video called
Dude,
The Supernatural.
I love these guys.
Yeah, these are the Fresno night crawlers. TJ did a Supernatural caught on tape show.
Yeah,
and
they're so cool.
But I thought, we take another look at these dudes, look at a couple more pieces of footage of them.
Yeah, they're nice.
There is a phenomenon that's been popping up in the Fresno, California area for over a century.
That's not too far off from you, Paul.
Well, this is my cryptid. So
Yeah.
I knew about these dudes back when I was like a teenager. This is so, you know how every little regional area has its own little Rougarou or fucking.
Sure. Yeah,
This was
candy
mine.
bars.
Jersey Devil,
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, the
Right.
Jersey Devil. That's what all of these are. Huggin' Molly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This
Local
was my,
legend.
This was my, local cryptid that was wandering around out there at night. Wasn't really used to scare kids, but I knew about these things when I was a teenager. Would seen the grainy footage that people had taken of them, the pictures and shit. So,
How about that new super clear footage that we have, though?
oh yeah, isn't it great? Hey, some of the ones we show tonight are pretty fucking clear.
Okay.
We'll
Take
see
a look.
though.
Yeah.
So over a century, like I said, around the area I grew up, people talk about these things. Strange creatures walk along the streets at night. These beings, commonly referred to as Fresno night crawlers, consist of one long pair of white legs and a small head. They appear to be something akin to the monster in Dr. Seuss's What Was I Scared Of? Just like the pants that chase the kid around. You remember that?
Yeah.
You ever read that book?
I feel like I have a recollection in my mind.
It's
of what
like
that looks
a kid gets chased around by a pair of sentient pants, and then he finds out that the pants just wanted a friend. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they want someone to wear them.
he just needed somebody to wear him.
Yeah, it's literally it's literally just like a living pair of pants.
So, according to local legend, these beings are extraterrestrial in origin. They're aliens.
That's what I've mostly heard. But like, how would something like that even have a ship? Or I mean, it literally has no limbs other than legs. It's like not a very.
It controls its ship
yeah,
with its
mind. I mean,
mind.
Since we've never,
Telekinesis, yeah. Of
I mean,
course.
since we've never captured one, it's kind of far fetched to say it's extraterrestrial.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah, we don't know.
That
have
knob
no
at the
idea.
top of these things is just like a ball of telekinetic fucking brain. You know what I mean? And it just controls shit. And they like to stroll around. And for some reason, they've chosen beautiful, scenic Fresno, California.
Yeah, I have to
They
question
love Fresno.
if they're aliens. I have to question their judgment about where they've gone in the world.
I mean, at least they didn't land in Bakersfield. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? That's probably their first stop. They looked at Bakersfield. They're like, let's go to
What a
Fresno.
shithole. Fresno is paradise in comparison.
Fresno.
So they're aliens. There have been arguments that this is a spiritual phenomenon, but nobody listens to those dumb fucks.
Aliens.
But nobody's been able to account for that strange shape of theirs. So this all sounds kind of silly, and it is silly. Though a firsthand encounter has never been reported, so nobody's ever like touched or like
Even seen.
Take me to your leader or whatever the fuck these things. The Fresno night crawlers have wandered onto security camera screens before. For the longest time, they were regarded as a hoax until the Sci-Fi Channel's Fact or Faked did a special analyzing the security footage. This footage is unaltered and, according to experts, genuine. So,
well, let me tell you something. I consider it a fake, but now that I know that Sci-Fi Channel's fact or faked, let's take a look at these. I mean,
brought the sci-fi experts out for an episode of Fact or Faked, and they said this shit is real as fuck.
They looked at this and they're like,
Okay,
it's real. Nope, nothing happened.
Yeah, it looks completely so high definition.
Oh my God.
Well, this is
Crystal-
an older
crystal
security
clear.
camera, of course, but you know. So here they come.
Was the spooky music playing in the
It was
ambiently?
Horrible artifacting and grainy, but oh shit.
Ah!
It's a fucking pair of pants, dude.
Oh fuck!
Hey.
Wombly dombly doo. I'm a wombly dombly thingamajig, and I walk the Fresno streets.
It's another one. Look at him.
Wow!
Floobity, 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 doobity doo.
Yeah, look at his ass. Look at his ass go. What's he doing? Oh my God. He's a spooky and we're just watching the same footage through different filters, huh?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what if it was blue? All right.
I mean,
we get it.
They're trying to help out. They're trying to help you out.
I mean, I feel like it's
All
helping.
right, so I mean that could be almost be anything, as far as this angle. So obviously next you're gonna break out the 4K angle on this thing that just shows it up close, so we can just be like, what the fuck is that? Some creature we don't know. This looks a little bit better.
So this second video footage was caught on a Yosemite National Park security camera in March of 2011. So it's a little older or a little newer. They were hoping to identify a group of vandals who had been stealing and damaging some private property there. Needless to say, they were pretty spooked to see what really showed up. So
Dun.
Oh shit!
Dun.
The fucking pair of pants is back.
Dun, dun.
Dude, it's the Nightcrawler.
Boom, 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 boom. Oh, there's more than one.
Shit,
Yeah,
there's more than
a
one.
pair.
Is it like what is it, like a baby Nightcrawler?
Yeah, that one looks like a little baby. And
What the fuck is this shit,
either
dude?
that or it's just further away.
Does it come past the
Let's see.
tree?
Well, we'll see, Scott. Yeah, they're obviously walking in that direction.
Oh fuck no, dude! If you saw this shit, you fucking run like a motherfucker, dude.
Whoa, it's crazy.
What the fuck, dude?
It's a Nightcrawler.
They're so
man.
crazy, Scotty.
Why is the other one walking differently?
Because it's a little one. It hasn't learned how to do the fucking walk yet.
You can't balance itself yet.
It
Yeah,
hasn't
it's
learned the correct way to do it yet.
Yeah.
Dude,
It doesn't know how to do it yet, Scotty. Give it a little fucking time. It's a little baby. It's like, why isn't this preschooler know the complete works of Shakespeare?
That's a good question, though.
Idiot.
so like I said, I grew up, having heard about the Fresno Nightcrawler before and seen some pictures and the footage, the earlier footage especially that we showed, and this was never used as like a morality tale. It was just like, there's a fucking, kind of aliens that come and walk around Yosemite and walk around the streets sometimes around here.
You know what happens sometimes if you're out there and you smoke a cigarette, the Fresno Nightcrawler will come for you, or some shit.
It'll come get you.
Fresno Nightcrawlers are coming, boy.
Nobody seems to show much worry since nothing negative has ever been associated with the sightings of these. They've never
those vandalisms and shit. You said they put up this camera.
Well, they put up the camera to try and catch vandals, but these didn't vandalize anything. They just walked by.
Well, maybe you caught the vandals. Maybe these are fucking intergalactic vandals. They out there tagging shit.
Man,
Yeah, maybe their feet are like actually adept hands, and they're like, whoosh.
This is just fear because you guys come from a place where there's the Rougarou, and you have a real reason to believe that it would fuck your shit up. But the Nightcrawlers never touched anybody.
Yeah,
they never chased anybody.
Bigotry might be showing.
Yeah,
That's
but
true.
you know what, Paul? You don't know what they're doing. They could be sending the coordinates to their brethren. Come here.
maybe.
I would say that in the case of these, we should keep an open mind, but we don't know for a fact that they're nice either. Like, they could be up to something. Like, until we know for sure what they're up to, I think we should fucking keep, an open mind, not necessarily label them nice, not necessarily label them mean. Just be like, we don't know. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you gotta be neutral on these things.
I mean, they could be here to fuck with us. We don't know that. I mean, it seems like they just want to stroll around and, like, honestly, I look at them and I don't really feel that ominous presence. Do you? I look at these guys and I'm kind of like, these seem okay.
I feel like they're almost like maybe a little stoned. Like maybe they
kind
like
of do look stoned.
Like maybe they get high on oxygen. Like maybe oxygen for them is like weed.
Wow, bro.
And so
Let's walk around Earth.
They picked
You want to go to the
Yosemite.
oxygen planet?
Oh, dude, think about it. Fresno has one of the most polluted like atmospheres around. Maybe
Yep.
it's like all those particulates and shit get them high as fuck. They're like,
Yeah.
ooh, look how polluted.
Human pollution is so fucking good. I'm so fucked up
That's why they're fucked up,
that
dude.
one's
Yeah, that's why
all
the one's
fucking-
like, it's a baby one, so it's like, you've never been fucked up on human pollution. Watch this.
If you ever see, I bet you on their home planet, they're just like walking around like dun bump 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 bump.
Yeah.
But over here on Earth, they're just like, whoa,
dude, Earth is fucking
Dude.
trippy.
Wouldn't that be
fucking
crazy?
destroyed their planet. It's great.
Wouldn't that be crazy if like Fresno was like an intergalactic tourism spot or something unbeknownst to us, you know?
Yeah, to aliens, it's like great. They're
Yeah.
like, us humans are just kind of like Fresno, but aliens are like, you must see Fresno. It is beautiful.
Walk the sights of Fresno. Look at that trash dump. So beautiful.
Me and Gromulek are going to walk the nature trail at night once the humans have cleared away. Behold the natural splendor and beauty of Fresno.
The jewel of the Milky Way, Fresno. So let's
You
talk
have
about
no idea
our,
how privileged you are to be here in Fresno.
let's talk about our third and final nice and uniquely American monster. Let's talk about the Loveland, Ohio frogmen.
Fuck yeah, dude.
love frogmen.
Aren't they beautiful?
Dude, I love the frogmen. The frogmen are so cool, dude. I've seen them. I lived in Ohio for a long time. You guys know this.
Yeah.
Not a super long time, but a few years. And man, I gotta say, the frogmen, they were cool to chill with.
They look
you
chill.
see them. You know, the first time I saw it, I gotta admit, I was scared shitless. You know, it's like that
Well, you're
moment
gonna
in
be.
E.T. where Elliot sees E.T. for the first time, and naturally, it's like, what the fuck? But you know, once I got over that hurdle, me and the frogmen, we really got along.
Once you smoke a doobie with a frogman,
Yeah,
you realize
dude.
we're all the same, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, I gotta say, like, smoking up with a frogman, that's like the best fucking smoke up you can get.
Yeah,
When
I was down visiting with you, like I remember smoking with that frogman buddy of yours, and he was like, you know, he passed the joint, and I was hitting, and we were pretty stoned, and he was like, you know, Paul, we are all made of star stuff, and I was like, whoa, frogman, dude, you know Carl Sagan is? He's like, no. I was like, man, you're
Me and
like
him
the
kinda-
frog Sagan.
I know you guys
Me and
are.
him kind of got in a fucking tiff though, because
Oh, yeah.
I was watching he saw our commentary of Hell Comes to Frogtown, and he was like, "How can you enjoy that film? It portrays our people in a disgusting fashion." And I was like, "Well, I mean, it's just a movie. It's like these stereotypes affect my people." And I mean,
true.
I should have listened, and but I wasn't as woke then, and I was like,
You know
"Eh,
what,
fuck
TJ?
you," you know?
I know you guys are admitting a part of that story.
What's that?
Okay, I guess you guys are going to come clean about it. I'll have to tell people.
mean,
Look, I mean,
I don't even know what you're talking about.
okay, I think you're about to know what I'm talking about. He's like, you know, we're all chilling. He's like, hey, TJ, lick my back. And you're like, why would I lick your back? You'll see. We all licked the fucking giant frogman's back and got really fucked up.
Yeah,
That's
that was
all I'm
cool.
saying. That was a trippy fucking time. I thought we were going to, I mean, look.
I thought I just didn't mention that because I thought maybe it's like, you know, we shouldn't necessarily talk about every
Yeah,
little
dude,
drug
I don't
exploit
lick
that
and tell,
happened,
you know what I mean? I usually don't
Yeah.
lick and tell, you know?
I mean,
But
you don't
I, mean,
lick and tell.
I guess if we're gonna talk about it, yeah.
I mean,
that
we're
was-
talking about this episode. We got to talk about
that. Was
time.
one of. I mean, yeah, the frogmen, their backs are, you know, hallucinogenic in nature. But
I mean, look at that motherfucker's
anyway,
eyes.
I'm sure Paul has more to tell us about him.
So the story of the Loveland Frogman begins in May of 1955 on a lonely stretch of road that runs along the Little Miami River in Claremont County, just on the outskirts of a small town known as Loveland. Loveland, Ohio. At approximately 3:30 a.m., an unnamed businessman, whatever, claimed to have witnessed three reptilian-like frogman entities congregating by the side of the road. The man pulled his car to the curb and observed the creatures for what is estimated to be about 3 minutes. During this time, he noticed that they stood between 3 and 4 feet tall. They were covered in leathery skin, had webbed hands and feet. Their most distinguishing characteristic was their frog heads, or frog-like heads, which the man claimed bore deep wrinkles where hair should have been. So that was the first.
And you know, I gotta say, unnamed businessman is a pretty credible fucking source.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
I mean, look, if they
told
said
a lot of
unnamed
me.
like junkie or unnamed store clerk or something, I'd be like, I don't know about
Wandering vagabond, you've been like, well, whatever.
Unnamed gas station attendant, I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah.
But unnamed businessman, that guy has business. Okay,
It's true.
this is America. This is capitalist America. He's a businessman. That's the highest rung of society. And he says he saw it. I believe him. Why would he lie?
So 17 years later, again in March of 1972, this time a police officer who understandably, just like the businessman, chose to remain anonymous, was traveling along Riverside Road heading towards Loveland when he saw something that would forever change his life. The officer claimed he was driving slowly due to the substantial amount of ice on the road when he saw what looked like a dog by the curb. Suddenly, an animal darted in front of the cruiser. They got this representation right because, like, frogmen have cake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know,
I mean,
that's
seriously.
I mean, I didn't want to say nothing, but like, I mean, that was one of the reasons I liked I mean, like, I never fucking was untoward or nothing. I never fucking grabbed a handful or nothing. But like, you know, every time the frogman, you know, that we knew got up to, you know, go grab a snack or whatever the fuck, you know,
Had cake.
I mean, you know, you hated to see him go, but you loved to watch him leave. You know what I mean?
3 layers of cake.
I know.
He'd be like, damn.
That's like that's like a wedding cake.
Yep. The headlights lit up this prone animal. And at this point, the officer described something that seems literally too bizarre to be true.
Wow. I mean, except for it is, of course, true. We know this.
We know this. In the span of seconds, this crouched frog-like creature stood on 2 legs, looked back at the officer, jumped over the guardrail, and scurried down the embankment.
And here we see,
Man.
look at this. Look, Scotty, how are you going to deny? You can't deny when you got this high definition photo right here.
So, but this story makes no fucking sense.
Why not?
Okay, let me tell you why.
Okay.
This guy lives in Ohio, right? And it's winter and it's super icy, the roads, right?
Yep.
And he slams on his brakes.
It's
That's
March.
not going to work.
It's March.
Yeah.
He said the road was icy.
Why would the road be icy?
Didn't it say that in the story?
It did.
It said it was super icy. It's Ohio. Yeah, there's still gonna be ice and shit. It said the road was super icy and he slammed on his brakes. If you slam on your brakes in ice, you're gonna skid.
Well, he meant he pumped his brakes. He didn't know Ohio slam.
Skid.
Okay?
Come on. He would fucking do this. If you lock your brakes up in the snow and ice, you're gonna
Yeah,
fucking
but he
slide.
knows that because he's a fucking seasoned
Why would he do
veteran.
it?
He didn't slam. You know, when he says he slammed on his brakes, what he means is he pumped his brakes like you do in an emergency situation in the
He's
winter.
a cop, but he doesn't know how to fucking drive in the ice. Okay.
Wait, he does know how to drive in the ice. That's what I'm saying. He pumped the brakes.
Did it say he pumped the brakes?
It didn't say that, but we know that's what he meant.
Oh my god! Now
You know that's what he meant,
Now
Scotty.
you're like reading into the TJ interpretation of the story.
Scotty,
This cop's lying, dude.
this desperate attempt to debunk
this businessman. No, I'm not trying to debunk the frogman. I'm trying to debunk this cop.
I mean, you were there. We licked the frog together.
The
Scotty.
businessman saw it. This cop is making up a story. He didn't see the frogman.
He saw it, Scotty.
I don't think the cop did. I think the businessman
I think
did.
he did, Scotty.
Oh, he's a cop. Cops are liars, dude.
I mean,
are you saying you trust the police now? Did you trust the
I
police?
mean, cops are sometimes liars, but this story, I think, I trust it.
Okay.
There you go.
So, once again, 3 to 4 feet tall is what the officer said. 50, 75 pounds. Leathery skin. Frog face and head. And he said that it left scratch marks on the guardrail where it crossed over. This is just more anti-frogman propaganda. Because the frogman, notice in none of these stories does a frogman hurt anybody, approach anybody, or try to
And then the
attack
frogman attacked me. Yeah, that never
Yeah,
happened.
that's true.
So the second sighting occurred 2 weeks later when police officer Mark Matthews had an encounter of his own. According to the report, Officer Matthews,
named cop.
Yep. He put his name down. He made a police report out of it. He was driving into Loveland. He spotted what he believed to be an injured animal lying on the pavement. So climbed out of his cruiser with the intention of removing the carcass from the already ice-slicked road, when the creature abruptly lurched upwards into a crouched position, which is like it's a frogman.
Right.
That's what they do. They crouch.
Like this. Yeah.
Right. So, taken aback by the frogman's reptilian visage, Matthews unholstered his revolver and took a shot at the creature.
Oh, fuck,
What a
dude.
jerk.
Come on. He fucking shot at him.
Yep.
He
For no
shot at
reason.
him? What the fuck, dude?
And the creature then proceeded to hobble over to the side of the road, step over the guardrail, all the while just keeping a watchful eye on the trigger-happy officer. Matthews' frogman matched the first officer's description down to the last detail, with the exception of a tail, which was absent in earlier reports. So he said that this one might have been a tadpole. Still had its tail, you know.
Oh, shit.
The most recent sighting I could find,
Yeah.
and we'll wrap it up with this, is a couple of people were playing Pokemon Go, and they found a little more than they found in a real Pokemon.
Hell yeah.
So Wednesday night, Sam Jacobs and his girlfriend were playing Pokemon Go between Loveland and Madeira Road and Lake Isabella. Then a night of fun turned into a chilling tale of horror. We saw a huge frog near the water. Jacobs wrote in an email, "Not in the game. This was an actual giant frog." So they stopped playing Pokemon Go so he could document what he was seeing, and this is the photo he snapped. The short video I couldn't find. Apparently he shot a short video. This is probably the best still from that.
Look at it. I mean,
Said,
hey.
the thing then stood up and walked on its hind legs. I realize this sounds crazy, but I swear on my grandma's grave, this is the truth.
Makes sense to me.
What else do you need?
He said the
A
frog,
human frog chimera. Yeah.
the frog stood about 4 feet tall. So was it the legendary frogman or just a big frog? Jacob said he wasn't sure.
I mean, that's clearly a frogman.
He lives in Loveland and he's not sure anyway.
I'm not sure, but you know.
Whatever, dude.
You're sure? Quit being a fucking pussy.
This dude fucking went out there. He was looking for the fucking goddamn giant frog dudes.
He's playing Pokemon Go, Scotty.
So that's what I got for you. Trying to, like humanize monsterize monsters and just let people know that not everything is a Dracula. Not everything is a Lugaroo. Not everything's looking to tear your head off.
Notice that in every story that someone encounters the frogman is a peaceful creature.
He wants to get away from them. In
Just
fact.
chills.
He's like,
Hugging Molly just wants to give you a hug, and the Fresno Nightcrawlers ain't hurt nobody. So
man, they're just here to do some space tourism.
They're tourists. So
Oh.
no malarkey, Jack. Back in my day, we didn't have any entertainment at all, except for the old Scranton Village Elder. He only had 2 teeth. But that guy had a million stories. I ain't joking, Fat. We'd sit in the cold every night to hear him tell the tale of the cat he ate once. Nowadays, what with the mobile pages and the web phones and Netscapes and whatnot, it's hard to figure out what even to watch. Most days I'll just surf AOL. Lost, Jack. How do I click off the page? Why are there so many browsers open? It's all too goddamn much if you ask me. Now listen, Fat, I've got your solution. It's called the Pessimist Productions Patreon. You can click the link below and bam, all the entertainment you need, Jack. It's like Willy Wink, the chocolate factory thing. Hundreds of exclusive shows. I ain't kidding. Exclusive streams, more news. You can't go wrong. So cancel that AOL. Join the Pessimist Productions Patreon now. Don't wait, or you'll be sorry, Jack.
Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried.